If a family today lacks a sister, it feels incomplete. Yet, in some families, there are brothers who pose a threat to their own sisters, a grim reality that's persisted for thousands of years. One such ancient tale tells of three brothers who, in a horrifying act, butchered and devoured their own sister's flesh. Picture a village nestled in misty forests, where three brothers and their sister faced a trial of love and betrayal. This story, whispered through generations, will stir your soul. Let me take you back to that fateful time. In the heart of the Appalachian hills, there was a humble village, alive with the sounds of life. Here lived three brothers: Jake, the bold hunter; Ethan, the thoughtful craftsman; and Caleb, the kind-hearted youngest. With them was their sister Sarah, the light of their orphaned home. By day, the brothers ventured into the wild forests to hunt, while Sarah, with her gentle hands, prepared meals that warmed their hearts. Their laughter echoed through the village, a bond that seemed unbreakable. But fate, my friends, is a cunning weaver. One quiet evening, as Sarah chopped vegetables in her simple kitchen, her knife slipped. A small cut on her finger sent a few drops of blood into the stew she was preparing. Fearing her brother's worry, she hid her injury and served the meal as if nothing had happened. That night, the brothers sat around the fire, savoring the stew. They praised its taste, calling it the finest Sarah had ever made. Caleb, the youngest, noticed a bandage on her finger and asked if she was okay. Sarah brushed it off, saying it was just a small cut, but a shadow had begun to form. The next day, as the brothers hunted in the forest, Jake and Ethan lingered under an oak tree. The stew's flavor haunted them, and a twisted thought took root in their minds. They whispered that if Sarah's blood made the meal so delicious, her flesh could make them feast like kings. Caleb, overhearing their words, was horrified. He pleaded with them, calling their plan madness, for Sarah was their sister, their family. But his words fell on deaf ears. Jake and Ethan, consumed by greed, decided to lure Sarah to a sacred hill and betray her. Caleb, his heart breaking, vowed to protect her, though he felt powerless against his older brothers. The brothers wove a cruel lie, telling Sarah they had found a suitor for her. Trusting their words, she followed them to a rocky hill where a wooden platform stood. There, they tied her with ropes, and Sarah's eyes filled with tears as she asked why her own brothers would turn against her. Jake, cold as stone, declared her sacrifice would feed them. He and Ethan raised their bows, but their arrows missed, as if the gods themselves refused to let them succeed. Caleb, forced to take his turn, whispered a prayer for forgiveness. Sarah, seeing his pain, urged him to save himself, even if it meant her death. With a heavy heart, Caleb's arrow struck true, and Sarah's life slipped away. The hill fell silent, save for Caleb's quiet sobs. Jake and Ethan, unmoved, prepared to feast on their sister's remains, but Caleb could not bear it. He swapped their meal with fish he had caught, pretending to join them. When night fell, he gathered Sarah's remains, her hair, her nails, and buried them beneath a sacred tree, praying for her soul to find peace. He asked the heavens for justice, for the truth to one day be revealed. Years passed, and a willow grove grew over Sarah's resting place, its branches swaying with a quiet power. A wandering preacher, passing through, crafted a flute from one of the willows. When he played, the flute sang a haunting truth. The elder brothers had betrayed their kin, but the youngest held love in his heart. The preacher carried the flute to the village. At Jake and Ethan's homes, its song exposed their guilt, leaving them trembling with shame. But at Caleb's home, the flute sang of his loyalty. Caleb, tears in his eyes, asked the preacher if this was Sarah's spirit. The preacher nodded, saying her love endured beyond death. Caleb cherished the flute, lighting candles to honor Sarah's soul. One day, a miracle unfolded. In his absence, his home was cleaned, meals prepared, as if by an unseen hand. Hiding one day, Caleb saw Sarah's spirit emerge from the flute, tending to his home with the same love she always had. Guided by a ritual with spring water, Sarah's spirit took human form once more. Brother and sister embraced, their bond stronger than ever, living in peace and love, a testament to the power of loyalty. And so, my friends, the tale of the three brothers of Appalachia teaches us this: betrayal may tempt the heart, but loyalty and love will always triumph.